Hey y'all, I hope you're doing great today. We are going to cover a lot today, but I'm going to try and cover it quickly for you so we can get through all of it. It is a really fun look at book crafting and why it's important. So, I want you to think of book crafting as your creative blueprint. And we're going to learn practical tips that are going to boost your storytelling and it's going to help make your stories unforgettable. So, what is book crafting? Okay. The official definition is the deliberate process of organizing, structuring, and planning your story for meaningful and maximum impact. Okay? So think of it like it's the framework that makes creativity thrive. It's architecture of your story, and without it, even the best ideas can fall flat. Now, let's look at myth number one. So let's tackle the myth that good stories write themselves. And wouldn't that be amazing if we could just sit down and start typing and boom, 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 we have a bestseller? But here's the thing, even the most brilliant ideas need a roadmap. Think of it like planning a road trip. Sure, you can hop on the road and get going, but without a destination or a map, you might end up lost or worse, going in circles. So, planning your story is the same. It's not about stifling creativity, it's about giving your creativity a clear direction. So, when you take time to plan and you get clarity, you can focus on moments that matter most: your character's growth, the emotional arcs, and the big twists. Without that focus, the story can feel kind of scattered and lose their punch. So remember, a little planning can go a long way in crafting what sticks with your readers. Okay? Now, truth number one, structure does not stifle creativity, it enhances it. I know that sometimes we hear the word structure and it feels really restrictive, like you're putting yourself in a box. But really, structure is more like a compass and not a cage. It points you in the right direction without limiting where you can go. So you can think of it this way: frameworks like the 3-act journey, the hero's journey, they help you hit those emotional beats like the inciting incident or your hook or the climax, that leaves them breathless over, oh, what's going to happen next. So it ensures that your story is going to flow in a way that resonates, but it's still going to have plenty of room for your unique flair to shine through. So instead of fighting against the structure, it's better if you just embrace it and use it as a foundation, a sturdy base to build your creative masterpiece. So trust me, your imagination will thank you for it. So it's not a cage. It's going to make sure you hit those emotional beats, and it's a good foundation that's going to let your voice shine through. Okay, Pantsers, this one's for you. I know some of you love to dive straight into writing without a plan, and I was one of you. And letting the story just kind of unfold, and it's amazing. And there is a magic to that, to just sitting down and writing and letting it flow. But here's the thing, even pantsers need crafting. So even if you're a pantser and you write that first draft with nothing but your imagination, when you go back and you revisit that draft, you are crafting. That's when you are going to start shaping your story, refining your ideas, and making everything align so the book is just crafting in action. Think of it like polishing a gemstone. Your first draft might be rough and uncut, but through crafting, revisiting, revising, tweaking, it can become something beautiful. So just remember that writing freely and revisiting the drafts is also crafting, and it's just going to help polish your story. Okay, truth number two. Let's take a moment to celebrate something that's really important. Your unique writing style. Whether you're a plotter or a pantser or a mix of both, your process is valid. There's no one size fits all approach to the storytelling, and that's what makes writing so exciting. So, plotters, we love our outlines and detailed plans, and pantsers thrive on the thrill of discovery and letting the story lead them. And then hybrids, you're the best of both worlds, blending structure and spontaneity. But whatever it is, make the style your own. Don't feel like you have to fit into someone else's mold. The key is to discover what makes writing joyful for you, what makes you happy. When you embrace that process, you're not only going to enjoy the journey, but more than that, it's going to create stories that are uniquely you and in your voice. So celebrate your style and let that creativity shine because there is no one size fits all, and you have to find what gives you joy. Okay, myth number three. Creativity, outlining kills creativity. Some writers hear the word outline and they do immediately think of the rigid, boring rules that, sucks all the fun out of writing. But the truth is, outlines are tools, not rules. Think of an outline as a guide, a framework that grows and evolves with your story. It's not meant to box you in, but to help you stay on track while giving you room to explore. So you might start with one idea, and as your story unfolds, your outline can shift to be more accommodating to all the twists and turns that you're discovering as you're writing. So don't let the idea of outlining intimidate you. Instead, use it as a creative process and a creative compass to help you navigate your story. So remember, the outline serves you, not the other way around. So remember, it's tools, not rules, is what outlines are. And they do help your story grow as it evolves, and they're there to guide you, not restrict you. Now, truths number three. Outlining saves time during revision, and this is so super true. This is the biggest perk of outlining. It is a massive time saver. I know sometimes outlining feels like extra work, but trust me, it pays off big time when you are revising. So, first, the outline is going to help reduce those messy rewrites. And instead of realizing like halfway through your draft that something doesn't work and you have to start over, your outline can catch those things early on. Plot holes, inconsistent character arcs, you can spot those before they become major headaches. And when it's time to revise, you'll have a clear roadmap of what makes that process smooth and faster. So, while in the beginning it might be a bit of an effort and it might be a little extra, it feels like a little extra work. In the end, it saves you so much frustration and time. So think of it as an investment to making your story a success. All right, myth number four. All right, let's bust this myth. The idea that readers don't care about crafting. Some people think that if a story is good, readers won't notice the structure. But here's the thing. They absolutely will notice, even if it's on a subconscious level. Readers feel pacing. They sense when a story's flow is smooth or when it drags. They connect with those emotional arcs that make them laugh or cry or stay up all night reading. Crafting is what creates those moments that keep them turning the page even if they don't realize it. The structure you build into your story leaves lasting impressions on them. It's what makes your book unforgettable. the kind of that they tell their friends about or they come back to and they read over and over and over again. So yes, readers do care about crafting. So it is worth putting in the effort to create something that they cannot put down. All right, truth number 4. Crafting creates a memorable experience. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the magic of great crafting because it's what makes your story unforgettable. When you take the time to weave your characters, plots, and themes seamlessly, something incredible happens. Your reader will connect emotionally. They don't just read your story, they feel your story. They see themselves in your characters. They root for their struggles and celebrate the triumphs. And when that story is so emotional and it connects so strong, your story will stay with them really a long time after they've put down that book. I mean, think about your favorite books, the ones that you still think about years later that you've read over and over. Chances are they are beautifully crafted stories that have made you laugh and cry and see the world differently. That's the power of thoughtful book crafting, and it's what every writer can achieve with a little care and intention. So it's the kind of story that can make your book carry a legacy. So, overall takeaways for you for today. Okay. Start with the end in mind. Define your story's emotional takeaways or key messages. Use flexible framework. Adapt popular structures like the 3-act arc or the hero's journey to fit your story. Okay? Focus on your characters first. Building relatable, dynamic characters that drive your plot, that's what's going to draw people in. You want to plot in layers. So develop subplots that complement and deepen your main story arc. Experiment with methods. Try new approaches like scene cards, reverse outlining, and find out what works for you. And embrace revisions as a crafting. If you are a pantser and you just outlining is not your thing, then when you are doing your revisions, that's when you can go in and really craft and use your revisions as an opportunity to polish and refine the story's flow. Pace your story intentionally. Plan emotional highs and lows that are going to keep your reader engaged. And stay true to your voice. Let your unique style and perspective just shine through every element of your story because it is your story. And remember, nobody's going to read it if you don't write it. All right, guys. Thank you for coming here today. You have got this. Just remember, embrace book crafting to elevate your stories and take all these tips that I give you and make them yours. It's not a rule book. I don't know everything. I'm just giving you the best advice that I've found and that I follow, but you have to make your writing yours. And last but not least, remember that the best stories, they are crafted, not found. All right. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share to help my little channel grow. I would appreciate it so much. And you know what I'm going to say before I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm a really awesome group of people's double shot of whiskey. And I'm so happy and I'm so proud that you come and hang out with me and that you find me just right. I love you, love you. I will see you next time. Bye.